friends, Hanshi Brown here. Do you remember working on that report, essay, or school project and you said, okay, that's good enough? And maybe you got a good grade on it, but maybe you could have produced something exceptional had you spent just a little bit more time on it. There's a phrase I use for myself a lot called the enemy of greatness is good enough. When you say something is good enough, you stop working on it, and that ruins the potential for it to be great. Jim Collins writes about this in his book, surprisingly titled Good to Great, about how if you spent more time or perhaps more effort, that project could have been exceptional instead of just mediocre. In martial arts, if we repeat terrible technique enough times, it will eventually get better as we get stronger and more economical with our movements. Not to say it wouldn't get better even faster if we tried a little harder. This is why I always say that bad practice is better than no practice, but good practice gets there faster. There are three things we need to become experts at anything in life. Number one is consistent practice. Number two, mindful repetitions. And number three, over time. Now, I try to always keep a white belt mindset. I remember being a new student in a new to me system and being so excited to learn the new material. The newness wears off quickly, but I was never one to say that's good enough. I don't want to be a mediocre person. I want to be excellent. Keeping that white belt mindset, that beginner excitement, enthusiasm is key to staying interested and pushing myself to do better, even today. But there comes a point where you're working at a level that others might not perceive. I heard a teenager recently bragging about his speed and power, thinking that this made him better than everyone, me included, probably. The reality is he's probably not tightening his fist and then releasing that tension in the right sequence and at the right timing, coordinating it with his breath and rotating the power from the hips through his core and into the technique to really be as good as he will be in decades to come, if he can be humble and keep trying. But these are small details of excellence that he hasn't even become aware of yet. Now, if I were to point this out to him, he would scoff and consider these things unnecessary. And he may be right. His youthful speed and power serves him well when it comes to sparring and will do so if he is ever in any real altercations. I was much like he is. But as he grows into adulthood, the real battles will be within him. They will be struggles with career, academics, personal growth, relationships, and mental health care. His real success isn't going to occur because he is young, strong, and fast, but because he has learned that what it takes to go from good to great. It takes focusing on and working on the small details. Even in a real altercation, the difference between injury and death is often a matter of millimeters. The small things matter. Now, keep that white belt mindset, that growth mindset, and never settle and say, it's good enough. Strive for greatness, not mediocrity. Hanshi out.